Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. My buddy Rhett. Here's a nut for Rhett. So Almond, that's one of her favorites. Happy or Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. We're almost to the end of the year. It's time to start figuring things out for next year. Um, Definitely feel really good about where this application has gone. It's not at all what I thought it would be at the beginning of the year. And not only that, but the experience is very, very different than what I was expecting. Um, I think that one of, like I say there's probably literally 1,000 reasons why I started this. I think that's sort of the nature of the time that we live in right now, at least where I am. And one of the things that I really wanted when I first chose this applicate or this domain to work in. I mean, there's literally 1,000 reasons, but one of the things is that I would run into like sort of enterprise-like issues. So like 9 times out of 10, when you're building like stuff for your own personal use, the problems that you come across just aren't nearly as weird and complex as the problems that you run into in the enterprise. So this one does give me some enterprise-like problems, and they're fun. They're really good. I find that like one of the biggest problems if you're a software developer, if you're a coder, and you code at a job and you get let go from your job, one of the hardest problems is that like you get addicted to those problems, like trying to solve those problems, those puzzles, and it's just so hard to create that level of puzzle that will just take consume your entire brain so that you just have something absolutely hardcore to focus on, and so that like if you have personal issues in your life and stuff like that, you can kind of get a break from them because your brain is fully taken up by the problem, and then you can and then when you come out of it, you have a fresh perspective on your own personal issues, and a lot of times that's a hard thing for if you're a computer programmer and you get let go from your job, is like finding something that you can obsess and get so focused on that. And that was one of the things I really wanted out of this project. But anyways, I'm going to run the unit test. So basically, we did some changes. Um, it looks like I committed them. Um, and basically, we wanted to remove the ThreeJS material. And we never actually tested it. And this is like the second time. This is two, two things that I committed without even testing to see if it worked. So the idea was that when I hit F12 and I look at the console and then I add something and I look at the material, what I don't want to see is any ThreeJS objects here. And sure enough, we don't have any ThreeJS objects. So that's good. Um, So that is fun. And now, what time is it? 8:48. So I have 7 minutes. So I'm doing better than I did on Monday or Tuesday. But is it jerky? Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, unfortunately the camera's being weird. Um, but and I don't. This Viz component is the only one that has ThreeJS things, but like everything in it is Angular. It's not like we don't. This is not a component that we have 100% control over, and that we don't really control how they choose. Like they could have, like if you think about it, the Angular folks could have said, we don't keep an actual reference to the visualization. We have reference visualization ID of inside the injector. Right, so then there would be like an injector ID or something like that, and it uses that as its reference. Like that probably would have actually made that code a little bit more understandable. Actually, just literally thinking that, going through that thought process, made my made my understanding of that better. So, as expected, all of the unit tests passed. which is like absolutely what we expect. And let's come over here. And all of these pass too. I mean, we have 100% coverage on everything. So that is good, and that's exactly what I expected. Now, Control C. So I have to hit Control C from here, and that is, I believe, a Karma Jasmine specific thing. Now, if you're creating a brand new Angular project today, you will not get Karma Jasmine. You will get something called Vite. So, that's just like if you look up on the internet tutorials on unit testing today, Christmas Eve 2025 at 8:50 a.m. on the internet, I bet you 99.9% of the content you find out there would be common Karma Jasmine. Um, Probably a year from today, so 2026 Christmas Eve at 8:50 a.m. if you do a search, probably like 20% would be a stab in the dark guess. Will be Vite, and 80% will be Karma. So things will be very, very confusing then. And then another year, and it'll probably be 90% Vite, and there'll be some old Karma Jasmine uh, things. And Karma Jasmine looks so much like Vite that it is weird. All right, so now I'm going to run my Cypress test. I run Cypress open. And I expect these to all pass too. It does remind me though that I have one failing unit test or Cypress test that is on purpose. And let's go ahead and create a bug for the thing that it's complaining about. I have found this process of creating bugs for or issues for things that I want to fix is actually quite makes it much less crazy, which it's kind of weird. I don't know why, because it's like one of those things that's so obvious. Um, okay, so I don't have one, right? Update geometry, prevent, remove. The oldest one I did is prevent an extra animation from being created. So new item, debounce, debounce, yeah, to bounce the um, redraw in the to bounce the redraw in the update view after browser resize. Okay, so basically, um, when the browser is resized, the visualization is updated appropriately, which is good. Which is good. The updates are throttled, which is good. The last update is ignored, which is bad. Sad face. So basically, the update, the very last update needs to be executed. You will know it. And you can tell because the AR is wrong after a resize. because there is an end-to-end test, E test that fails. That fails because of this. Believe it's in the resize. All right, so we captured this one. That's a good one. Okay, so now here we go. Let's configure. Run out of time. I really do believe this is going to be a good, like, that commit I have. I probably just need to just update it to have that word super in there. I don't know if it's necessary anymore though with the this one. The first one always takes forever. I don't know if it's necessary though now that I'm merging things, doing things in their own branch, but I'm not flattening, so I think I do want to add that uh, resize. I think Git is so of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I think in the beginning, CSS was the easiest of the three. Like you could literally spend an hour, um, oh no, like a day studying CSS, and you'd be good. You're like, okay, I got this. And then it started to get a little bit more complicated, and and now I think it's by far the most difficult of all of the unit tests. We did learn last time that you can just add this. You can just watch this time there, and that's how when it stops changing. Although that time it didn't change for 4 seconds, it just jumped from 6 to 10. But it looks like it's done. I wish there was like a. There probably is like something up there that tells me when it's done, when the whole suite has executed. Oh, this is the expected one. As you see, the aspect ratio is broken. I kind of left it broken. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should comment it out now that I have an issue that documents that it was broken. The reason I left it broken is because I wanted to make sure that I eventually fixed it. But I think creating issues has that same effect. Now, some places, most places, every place I've ever worked, you end up with so many issues and so many duplicate issues that it doesn't quite give you that. Um, give you that. Okay, so that is good. It doesn't quite have that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to let's go ahead and get reset. So this is basically all I want to do is take my last commit and undo it. And so this will do this. And by default, mine is set to soft. So that means it won't actually delete my code changes. Um, I don't think I've ever worked in a place where the default was hard, but it is possible. Okay, now I want to find the old commit, and this video 343 is not correct anymore. Probably 344 would be my guess. This with the yep, this is going to be video 344. And then in parentheses, I want to type in super. Hit enter. Get add. I want to add everything that was just removed. Super. And I know I didn't have any changes. So git push. Now, what we'll do is we'll go over here into our code and see it gave us this. I don't know how you get to that without this helper here. There's probably a way to do it, but I don't know. And basically, I'm just going to take a peek at all the code changes. So there's 3 files changed, and these are the 3 files, and these are the changes. And I think everything looks good in there. So I'm going to say create the pull request. Now, this is the point where you usually we'll assign it to somebody else to review the code. But I just assign it to myself, and then I'm going to merge it. And I don't think there'll be any conflicts because nothing else has been changed other than this. So that's done. I will typically delete the branch. I may change my mind about that, but I just make so many branches that it just is unwieldy to try to take care of them. And that should do it. Now we will start on tomorrow, Christmas Day tomorrow. I think I like the oldest being at the top. No, the newest being at the top. No, the oldest being at the top, I guess. Um, I don't know. I think I like the newest being at the top, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be super simple. This is going to be identical. This is going to be almost identical. Um, this is debouncing. Um, this is debouncing. This is going to be the hard one. That one I will probably give like a high score to on difficulty, and then this one will probably be. So this would be like point one difficulty, one difficulty. Those three. This one will probably be like a one. This one will be like a one, and then this one will probably be like a four, and then this one will be like a seven. So, anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Happy or Merry Christmas Eve. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.